My video for December the 8th, 2018 is entitled, Will Truth Ever Become Mainstream? And this is video number 2930. As regular listeners to my channel know, I've been doing my best to learn what my life in this world, or in the world, is really about for a long time. I've been on a mission to play whatever role I can in helping to bring about heaven on earth. Obviously, we are not there yet. Far from it. To get there, we must know the difference between truth and lies. That is no small task on a planet run by those who are obvious liars, no matter how good they seem to be at the art of deception. As I pondered upon waking this morning, once again, I called on what I hope is the real Creator God to help me and all of us change the world and make it better for humanity. I wondered about the revelations by mind control slaves who have awakened at least a little. One of these is on a program called Breakaway. In the series recommended by my friend, where the testimony of Tony Rodriguez is featured, the story is told about time disappearing and traveling to other dimensions with a very different reality than what we think of as normal. These stories make me wonder what is real. Is there anything we can verify as the truth in our human experience? Many say no, it's all an illusion. Delusion seems a more appropriate term to me. I'd like to know the actual truth. Is that possible? Folks, there are so many stories out there, and they're not all the same, and they contradict each other. And they can't both be right, or can they? Can there be more than one reality? Well, I've often said experience is the only thing that's reality. And yet, here are people that are testifying, not just Tony Rodriguez, but another one on the Breakaway series that I looked at one of his videos, and they reveal that in some cases 20 years disappeared. They would seemingly fall asleep at one age. They'd go 20 years and they'd return back to the age at which they disappeared. And they had 20 years of experience in between. And what was going to bed one night and waking up the next morning, and it all happened while they slept. Is this true? Is this a manipulated reality that some people verify as being their actual experience? I haven't experienced it, so I don't know that it's true for me, but of course I've had dreams that seem to be an altered reality, and I seem to be in a different time, in a different place. I have had meditations and things where I've regressed in time, and some of the experiences that I felt while in regression seemed very real. And of course, as I've said, many of the dreams that I've had seemed very real. And sometimes I'd wake up in a cold sweat from some of the situations in which I found myself in the dream. These things that I have experienced are real experience to me. But what is reality? Is it all, as some say, just an illusion? Are we deluded into thinking anything in our life is actually real? Is there any such thing that we can nail down and say, this is the truth? There are those that talk about millions and millions of years of time, and then there are others that say that time is just an illusion. It's all happening right now. Well, when a person can go to sleep one night and experience 20 years of life in a different plane of existence, and then wake up the next morning and have only maybe vague recollections of the 20 years. They know something happened, but they have to figure it out. And that's what Tony Rodriguez did. And I don't remember the man's name that leads the Breakaway series. He seems to interview people that have had paranormal experiences. And I have my friend that insists that these are things that we need to know. Frankly, I don't resonate with some of what they're saying. Of course, I would resonate with some of it, but not all of it. That's the point. Some of it is so far-fetched, so out there, that it's hard to get my mind around, or it's hard to contemplate as being real. And so I asked the question, will truth ever become mainstream? Will we ever actually know what this thing called life, especially human life, is all about? I think as humans go, or as humanity goes, the whole world will go. All of the animal kingdom, the plant kingdom, and everything else will fall in line. Humanity is the fulcrum point upon which everything hangs. It has to be balanced through us, because to me, we are the made in the image of God creation. And yet, when I say image of God, is it the human image? These people talk about beings that don't look at all like us. They're sentient beings. They even have ability to communicate with telepathy, not even using words, but they don't look like us. They're not, you can't really call them humanoid. In some cases, they're reptilian or insectoid or some other form, and yet they're conscious beings. So we're left with a perplexing problem of trying to determine what the truth is about anything we've been told. There are those that are absolutely certain that their religion is right, or that their nationality is the right one. Like there's people that believe that the United States is right in everything. There's others that believe that Israel is right. To me, the United States and Israel are the obvious seats of lying, the seats of deception. The whole monetary system run by the House of Rothschild and the elite establishment in Europe and the United States and now around the world, that whole thing to me is just a lot of deception. It's lies up on top of lies. And I struggle. I really want to be set free, but I don't want to die to get there. But then, is our life and death just more delusion? Not even real, more of the great deception? You can tell that I'm pondering these things and that they bother me. Do they bother you? I wonder how many others are in the same boat I am. Thank you for listening, and namaste.